What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with those NFL DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, before we do anything, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman, only place you're getting updates to these sims as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comment section, who is your favorite, least favorite of my plays for today? If you got anything that I'm missing, please let me know. Finally, we got to take a look at Prize Picks. If you click the link in the description of this video, head on over to Prize Picks, make a deposit. They will match that deposit up to $100. You don't need an optimizer. You're picking player props across a wide variety of sports and types. If you hit 5, you'll net up to 10x your entry fee. So just go check it out. Who doesn't like free money? You put in 100, you get another 100. Sounds pretty good to me. Click the link in the description. Now we round out the bottom of my top 10 with Gerald Everett, McCole Hardman, MVS, Juju, and Mike Williams on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. In first at number 5, we've got Austin Ekeler. He is 10,200, projected for 17.3 fantasy points. The Chargers are 4-point dogs with a 54-point total, so you're expecting a lot of scoring, and you expect this one to be pretty close. 17% chance for Austin Ekeler to go for north of 30 fantasy points. 8% chance that he is your optimal captain. That's not all that surprising to me given his salary. 34% of the time he's optimal at the flex spot, so you get Austin Ekeler in the optimal in general 41% of the time. That's not too bad, but you need a very specific outcome here for Ekeler because 10,200, that's no joke. Now I get it, there's no Keenan Allen here. There's going to be additional opportunity to go around, but I don't think there's a lot left of you got a lot of the juice out of the orange at this point in time for Ekeler. There's only so much more that he could take on even without Keenan Allen. You can make a case that he's going to have a bigger eye on him during the game. But with all that said, his work in the passing game, just being the actual running back for the team, all of it looks great. Austin Ekeler in at number 5, 41% likely to be in the optimal. Now, if we want benefits to Keenan Allen being out, we're in at number 4, Josh Palmer, 5K, projected for just under 12 fantasy points. Again, underdogs here. You're expecting the Chargers to be throwing the ball either way. 5% chance to go for north of 30, which obviously is the best thing that you could hope for Palmer, but you don't even need anything close to that. 7% chance Josh Palmer is your optimal captain. I like that a little bit. 35% chance, though, that he is optimal at the utility. That makes Josh Palmer more interesting to me than Austin Ekeler is today because he just simply makes things work. Now, don't get me wrong, the difference between 42% and 41% is negligible at best, but Josh Palmer is easy to fit into any lineup construction you want because at 5K, you don't need a lot out of Palmer to put him in the conversation of needing to be in the optimal. And if he gets to 13, 14 fantasy points, you're probably just going to need him by default. That makes it pretty easy to want to get to Josh Palmer. Final 3 names here should be pretty obvious. We're in first with Travis KELCE at number 3, and he looks just like Palmer, just like Ekeler, slightly better than Mike Williams, but not by a lot. 11K for KELCE, projected for 18.8 fantasy points. Kansas City here, as I mentioned, they are 4-point favorites. 24.5% chance that Travis KELCE goes for more than 30 fantasy points. You would obviously be stoked on that kind of outcome. 9% likelihood that he goes and into the optimal captain spot, which I will certainly be getting to. Another 35% just simply at utility. So he doesn't pull away from the pack as much as you would expect, but that's totally fine. He's pulling away from everybody that isn't a quarterback. Travis KELCE is the best guy that you can get to that doesn't line up under center, but you could just as easily, with 1/10 of a point less, you could drop him down to 5th behind Austin Ekeler. Maybe 2/10 of a point would take him behind Mike Williams. This area is pretty tight together, but Travis KELCE currently is on top. Now we take a giant jump up in tier, 11,200 for Justin Herbert, projected for 22 fantasy points. Again, underdogs, but Herbert can do it all. I mean, this is just going to be like an awesome game to watch. I'm pretty excited for it. 42% likelihood for Justin Herbert to go for north of 30, just a 2.5% chance to go for under 10. That's basically an injury. 15% chance he's your optimal captain, plus another 47 at the flex spot. This gets Justin Herbert up to 61%. He soars over the coin flip line, way north of that 50-50 mark. You can very easily use him at captain. And with an 11-2 salary and him being a little bit easier to get to than our number one guy, he looks even better at that flex spot where you kind of just have to have every lineup have one quarterback in. It's difficult to see a scenario where one of these guys don't get here. Herbert's just easier to get to from a flex perspective. Mahomes is going to be a little bit different in captain. Before we get to that number one contender, one last reminder: like, subscribe, notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Get in the comments and let me know what you like and what you dislike. And then go check out Prize Picks, clicking the link in the description of this video. Your number one contender for today is no surprise. That's Pat Mahomes, 11,800, projected for 24.5. They're the favorites here against the Chargers. 54% likelihood Mahomes goes for north of 30. That should not be surprising at all. 19% chance he's your optimal captain, and another 47% at the flex. That gets him to 66%. 2/3 of the time you play out this slate, you need Pat Mahomes in the optimal lineup. That's just going to be what you have to have. That works for me. I love getting the Mahomes here. That should be no surprise. He is prolific. If he puts up a day like he did in week 1, he's probably going to be in your captain spot. Pat Mahomes is your number one contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NFL DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday Night Football. Chiefs and Chargers. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck, everybody. Enjoy yourself tonight watching some football. I will be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.